No matter how bad his team might be, you could always expect a future star to display early signs of stardom. In the case of the Detroit Pistons, who currently own the second worst record and the second worst offensive rating in the NBA, that future star is Cade Cunningham. And as of late, the first overall selection in the 2021 NBA draft has been on a nationwide tour, hushing all the critics who called him a bust just 1 month into his NBA career. For the season, Cunningham is averaging 16.2 points, 5.4 rebounds, and 5.3 assists per game, which is one of the most well-rounded stats for any rookie. And since the month of December, Cade is shooting 44% from the field and 39% from 3, which are huge improvements from his 24% field goal percentage and 27% 3-point percentage prior to that period. Further, Cunningham's all-around stats as a 20-year-old rookie also gives us an idea of how good he just might become in the long run. In a recent loss to the Denver Nuggets, Cunningham put up a career-high 34 points together with 8 rebounds, 8 assists, and 4 blocked shots, joining the great Michael Jordan as the only rookies to put up that kind of all-around stat line since 1974. Also, despite still having about 3 months left to play in the regular season, Cade has already registered a total of 5 games with at least 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. And over the past 10 years, only Luka Doncic and Trae Young have had more of those games as rookies. And so far, the rest of the 2021 draft class have only produced 2 of those games combined, with Evan Mobley and Franz Wagner having 1 each. Well, sure, it won't be this year and it might not even be next year, but sometime soon, I think the Detroit Pistons will return as contenders once again, and that's because Cade Cunningham is already looking like a star in the making. So what's good guys, it's Real Balls here, and today we'll dive deeper into Cade Cunningham's game and how he's actually showing early signs of star power. But before we move on, as always, if you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that like button or click that subscribe button to show your support for the channel. It only takes a second of your time, but it will be much appreciated. So let's get to it. Well, in my opinion, all the pre-draft questions regarding Cade Cunningham's lack of elite burst and athletic ability given primary ball handling duties were actually fair. However, I think all those questions also undersold his uncanny ability to adapt and evolve his game in real time, which is something that has always been able to do in the past. Cause if you've been following Cade dating way back to his prep career, you'd know that despite him being an elite prospect, he still had to face significant questions regarding his inconsistent jump shot. However, in his 1 season at Oklahoma State, he basically silenced all his critics by hitting 40% of his 3-pointers on a high volume of 5.7 attempts per game, a lot of which also came as self-created off the dribble threes. And again, we're witnessing him undergo a similar kind of adjustment coming into the NBA. For the months of October to November 2021, Cade shot a miserable 27.4% from 3 on 7.5 attempts per game. But in spite of his early shooting struggles, the guy consistently kept getting his shots without hesitation, which is an important part of keeping defenses honest. And the tables have actually turned, as since the month of December, Cade has upped his 3-point percentage to 39.3% while still on a high volume of almost 6 attempts per game. That 3-point percentage ranks in the 75th percentile among all players to average at least 5 3-point attempts per game within that span of time. So after adjusting to the NBA spacing, pace, and length, Cade has finally made it known that defenders just can't go under ball screens when defending him from beyond the arc. Just like here, you can see Cade patiently leveraging Isaiah Stewart's screen to get some daylight, and when his man is forced to go under the screen even just for a split second, Cade is already able to launch his 3-pointer without any problem. Then here, Cade again shows how to take advantage of a nice screen angle. You can see Trey Lyles' screen impeding the motion of Cade's defender just a bit, but when his man tries to recover, it's already too late as Cade's already got enough space to fire from long range. Overall, given how well the guy has been shooting from 3 as of late, particularly with the pull-up variety wherein he's made the ridiculous 57.5% of all his pull-up 3-point attempts for the month of January, defenses have started to adjust, putting more pressure on ball screens when Cade has the ball near the 3-point line. However, Cade has also made his counter adjustments as he's been able to use these overly aggressive schemes to manufacture some nice pull-up shots from just a few feet inside the arc. Well sure, he's only shooting 38.7% on those pull-up 2-point mid-range attempts, which is still far from being an elite mark. However, he's still displaying extreme confidence while shooting off the dribble, forcing defenders to pay attention to him nonetheless. Just like here, Cade knows that his man Chris Paul is quick enough to be able to head right into the screen, so what he does is, he takes advantage of the slight delay in CP3's movements caused by the screen as he takes the extra dribble before hitting the nice 16-foot jumper. Then here, Cade faces a more aggressive defensive scheme. The screen initially frees him up from Andrew Wiggins, but the drop big still denies him a driving lane, so Cade uses his craft, creating separation off a hang dribble before draining the sidestep jumper. And because Cunningham seems to have already found his range while forcing defenses to willfully bend to his ability, he's now moving into the next stage of his process, which is probing the defense and learning how to pressure the paint. This is something that he's actually been doing quite well, as the leap that Cade has taken with his finishing numbers at the rim are staggering. Cause for the first month and a half of the season, he only made 50% of his shots within 3 feet of the basket. However, since the month of December, he has been up to 59% from that area. Well, again, Cade lacks elite burst, but his bread and butter as a driver has always been his craft and shiftiness. He's great at utilizing shoulder and head fakes while using a combination of hang and hesitation dribbles to force defenders to play at his pace. Just like here, Cade uses Isaiah Stewart's screen to set up his driving lane. He attacks the paint at Stewart's level to create the impression that he's gonna throw a pass, but then he pulls a hezzy dribble to freeze Gobert a bit before he proceeds to drive baseline using the backboard to protect his shot from being blocked by the big man. Again here, Cade is defended by Scottie Barnes, but then the screen forces the switch to Anunoby. Then Cade goes to work from here. Using some hang dribbles and change of pace, he lulls his man before he rises up for the nice over-the-top finish. Well, sure, Cade could still run into some issues when attacking the rim, considering how his game is heavily based on deception and craft instead of pure run and jump ability. This is also backed up by the numbers, as since December, there have been 26 non-bigs who have attempted at least 5 shots at the rim per game, and among those, Cade Cunningham's 59% finishing mark only ranks in the 25th percentile. However, considering that he's only a rookie who has yet to grow into his body, and considering that Jalen Green, who's a much more explosive rim attacker, is shooting a much worse 51.1% at the rim within that same time span, I think Cade is still doing pretty well. But even though he's not yet an elite finisher, I think the good thing is Cade has been showing that he could offset all those vertical limitations by being able to improvise on offense even when he's being defended one-on-one. Just like here, watch Cade manufacture offense against Rudy Gay. He sets up his driving lane using some hezzy dribbles, then once he's on the paint, watch him lose his man with a spin move before finishing with a nice turnaround jumper. Then here, Cade is being trapped in the baseline, but once he gets out of it, he recognizes that he's being guarded by the much bigger DeAndre Ayton, so he uses a head fake and then another shot fake before hitting the nice 16-footer over the confused big man. Well, sure, these aren't shots that a player can always live off, but they're definitely the kinds of shots that make superstars. However, stars need to produce on the defensive end as well, which is an area wherein Cade Cunningham has always thrived even before entering the league, and as expected, his defensive ability has translated to the NBA pretty well, as Cunningham's 1.3 steals per game currently ranks second among all rookies, while his 0.7 blocks per game also ranks third among all rookies who are playing at least 30 minutes per game. Well, Cade has always been a great on-ball defender who has the uncanny ability to strip the ball out of his opponent's hands, but particularly, I really like how he has been using his high basketball IQ and anticipation skills by being an off-ball roamer who disrupts passing lanes and who provides weak side rotations on defense for Detroit. And while this type of off-ball defensive role has put him in foul trouble situations lately, I think you just gotta love how a 20-year-old rookie who's projected to be a future star is putting a lot of effort on the defensive end even when he's away from the ball. Just like here, you can see Campazzo being trapped by Killian Hayes underneath the rim. The guy throws a swing pass, but Cade intercepts it well with his long arms as he goes coast to coast, turning his great off-ball defense into easy offense. Then here, you can see Jordan Clarkson being blitzed by Detroit's defense in the perimeter. He attempts an entry pass to his big, but Cade Cunningham is right there to provide the help defense underneath the rim, which results in a steal, leading him to throw an outlet pass to Josh Jackson for the nice fast break finish on the other end. And finally, here you can see Cade losing the ball in a post-up play to Aaron Gordon, but the guy doesn't give up. He stays composed and runs back on defense despite having some teammates ahead until he redeems himself by timing Gordon for the chase down block. Well, as expected for a rebuilding franchise, the season has been ugly for Detroit, but this kind of hustle and effort that Cunningham is showing on the defensive end, together with his growth on offense, should make Pistons fans really excited for the future. It's not translating into wins for now, but you know that it will eventually, and that's because 3 months into his NBA career, Cade Cunningham is already adapting and adjusting in order for his game to thrive just as he's always done in the past, so I think there's enough reason to believe that he's just gonna keep doing it in the future. So what do you guys think is a realistic ceiling for Cade Cunningham? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comment section below, and again, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing as well. Again, this is Real Balls, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.